Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this video, our group will be talk about quality educational in Indonesia. Before we go any further, let me introduce our group. I'm Nurfadilah Lestari, and the rest of our team there are Anggy Fajriah Putri, Khairunnisa Salshabrina, Andante, Faradilla Syifa Sherlian, Sophia Choirunisa, Henna Vayel Algusman, and Nurfadilah Lestari. A. Explanation of the education system in Indonesia. The definition of the Indonesian national education system itself, according to Article 1.3 of Law Number 20 of 2003 concerning the Indonesian national education system, is the entire education component that is interrelated in an integrated manner to achieve national education goals. Indonesia is currently implementing a national education system. All levels, pathways, and types of education must implement the system. One of the latest educational programs in the country is the 12 years of compulsory education, namely 6 years of elementary school, 3 years of junior high school, and 3 years of senior high school. There are 3 government agencies that oversee schools. First, the Ministry of Education and Culture, Kemendikbud, and for secondary and basic education. Second, there is the Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education for higher education levels. The third is the Ministry of Religion for all levels religion. The national education system aims to foster positive character, provide academic knowledge, and force students skills from an early age. The education system applied in Indonesia is one that is widely applied, namely the value-oriented system. Students will be taught how to be honest, disciplined with time and responsibility, and motivated to achieve their goals.
The curriculum is prepared by experts and experienced. In the past, the curriculum was prepared by the same figures. However, because the 2013 curriculum has emerged, school employees can follow the curriculum preparation process. Moreover, a school employee is someone who practices directly when learning takes place, so it is expected to master the materials needed and can hone the ability students. 4. Consideration of student admissions is easier. The government is currently working on reducing the gap between regions. There will be no remote areas. Government institutions will provide facilities and infrastructure for educational institutions. The emergence of a new zoning system can create equal obligations and rights.
B. Advantage of the education system in Indonesia. 1. Affordable education budget. Students in this country do not have to spend a budget to pay for educational facilities and infrastructure because the state pays for the facilities and infrastructure. According to the Minister of Finance, Sri Indrawati, the state budget or APBN allocated for education is as much as 20%. This amount is a form of government effort in realizing the country's vision, namely to educate the life of the nation, including school operational costs, which prohibits education institutions from asking for donation from parents or guardians of students. If the budget provided by the government is not sufficient, only the school commit may request an adequate budget from the guardian of student. 2. Transparent system. In the current education system, the system is implemented transparently. Because of this transparent system, parents of students can see how learning is going on in class. Parents of students can follow and develop their children's intelligence and creativity based on the stage of learning.
Lack of an education system in Indonesia. First, unequal distribution of education facilities. There are still many remote areas that have not been touched by education facilities. Second, uneven teaching staff. It's not the number of teachers that is the problem, but the distribution. Most of the teaching staff work in urban areas, meanwhile, the lagging regions lack the number of qualified teachers. Third, the curriculum is still theoretical. Since the beginning, the Indonesia curriculum has only relied on the theories.
E. Improving learning quality. 1. Giving stimulus. One's interest in learning is related to one's feelings. Education must use appropriate methods so as to stimulate interest in learning and studying both in terms of language and facial expression by varying its method use. From here, there is love for the field of study, because educators are able to provide stimulation for students to learn, because what is present is really about or leads to students who are carried out in everyday life. Furthermore, after students are stimulated by education, the educators only need to provide continuous motivation. Therefore, educators or institutions only provide facility and infrastructure so that students can receive experience that can please the heart of students so that they make students learn enthusiastically. 2. Provide motivation for learning. Motivation is a driving force for students that is useful for growing and mobilizing students' talents integrally in the world of learning, namely by being taken from the students' life value system and explaining tasks.
C. Improvement in method usage. The method is a tool used to achieve the goal. So, as an indicator in improving the quality of education, it is necessary to increase the use of methods. What is meant by improving the method here is not creating a new method, but how to apply it or use it in accordance with the material presented, so as to obtain satisfactory results in the teaching and learning process. The use of this method should vary according to the material to be delivered, so that students will not feel bored or monotone. For this reason, in delivery of teaching methods, educators must pay attention to the following. 1. Always goal-oriented. 2. Not only tied to an alternative. 3. Using various methods as a combination, for example, lecture method with Q&A or question and answer. So this effort is an effort to improve the quality of education for students in an increasingly modern era. D. Facility improvement. Facilities are tools or methods and techniques used in order to improve the effectiveness of communication and educative interaction between educators and students in the education and teaching process in schools. In terms of these facilities, it is necessary to pay attention to the following efforts to improve. 1. Understand the function or application of educational media in depth. 2. Understand the proper application of educational media in teaching and learning interaction. 3. Media creation should be simple, straightforward. 4. Choose the right media according to the purpose and content of the material to be taught. All school facilities include all equipment and supplies that are directly used in the education process in schools. For example, school building, desks, chairs, props, and other. Meanwhile, Infrastructure is all the components that indirectly support the teaching and learning process or education in school. For example, roads to school, school grounds, school rules, and everything related to school.
D.
Efforts to improve the quality of education in Indonesia. A. Teacher quality improvement. Teachers who have a very important position and strategy in developing the potential of students. In the teacher is the glory and safety of the nation's future by inculcating noble basic values as the ideals of national education by forming a physically and mentally prosperous personality, which is pursued through religious education and general education. Therefore, he must be able to educate in various ways so that he becomes a professional educator, so that students can be educated in creativity and daily life to improve the professionalism of educators in learning. It needs to be improved in the following ways. 1. Following upgrading. 2. Take education courses. 3. Increase reading. 4. Conduct visits to other schools, comparative study, and 5. Establishing relationships with students' guardians. B. Material improvement. In the context of improving education, the increase in material needs to get attention because the complete material provided will certainly increase the knowledge base. This will enable students to carry out and practice the knowledge that has been obtained properly and correctly. The material delivered by the teacher must be able to describe what is stated in the curriculum. Educators must master the material by adding other related materials or sources that are more actual and warm, so that students are interested and motivated to learn the lesson.
From the explanation that has been described previously, the advice that can be given to the education system in Indonesia is to pay more attention to the attitudes of students. Don't just focus on the subjects, because attitudes are also very influential in shaping the characteristic of students, so that they can be more disciplined, reduce the burden. Students are also very influential, such as reducing study hours, so that students are not too tired, because when we are physically tired, it will reduce our effectiveness in thinking, and students will also be less able to catch or digest the material presented by the teacher. Okay, that's all from our group. Thanks for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you!